Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of Sonoran Sports Cards, the show where we talk about sports and the big news in that and open some packs. Mikey,
Yes,
I don't know if you've
sir.
heard, but there's a football game this Sunday. I don't
Is
know if you know
there?
about that.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
dude.
I kind of stopped paying attention a couple weeks ago, to be honest. So I haven't really been paying attention to the football aspect too much.
Yeah, dude. It's called the Super
The
Bowl.
Super
Uh,
Bowl.
yeah, the Los Angeles
Wow.
Rams are playing the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh boy, that's not what anyone expected. I don't think at the beginning of this year.
No, maybe people would have picked the Rams, but definitely not the Bengals. That's
Definitely
for
not the
sure.
Bengals. Yeah, not with that injury Joe Burrow had.
Nope. The Vegas is favoring the Rams by 4 points still.
As
So
expected. I mean,
yeah,
Rams have a
Rams are
super team.
favored. If you ask anybody, they're picking the Rams unless they're just being like, "Oh, we've picked against the Bengals a whole bunch, so we're gonna pick the Bengals now." Like that's about
I
the
mean,
only.
I feel like that should be me right now. I keep on picking against them, and I'm wrong every time.
Yeah, we keep hoping we'll be right once, but yeah, we've been wrong
Just
the whole times.
doesn't work out.
Yeah, so last week we both said that we were gonna pick the Rams, and
Yes,
that
sir.
has not changed.
Still locked in on the Rams. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but what we thought we'd do is go through like positional groups for each team and just say who we're favoring.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking you can either say Rams, Bengals, or a push. Like if you think it's even,
Even.
say
Okay.
push.
Sounds good to me.
So let's start on the defensive side of the ball. Let's do the front seven. So defensive linemen and linebackers. Who you got?
Defensive linemen and linebackers, I have to go with the Rams. I mean, they have Aaron Donald and Von Miller. And defensive backs, they have Jalen Ramsey, and then they have what's his name that came out of retirement.
You're getting ahead of the game, dog. We said D line and linebackers.
Oh, I thought you said defensive backs. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so defensive line and linebackers. Yeah, I'm going with the Rams. Aaron Donald,
Yeah, they
Von Miller.
got Aaron Donald, Von Millard. Yeah,
That's
they got
all.
Leonard Floyd too.
Yep.
So great at getting to the quarterback. The Bengals do have Trey Hendrickson though. He's got 14 sacks on the year. That's the regular season. I don't know what his playoff stats are, but 14 sacks in the regular season, so he can get after the quarterback for sure.
Yep.
But I mean, just look at the names that are on the other team, right? So I'm picking
Yeah.
the
I
Rams
think
too.
the Rams have the O line to double team or counter him, so definitely going with the Rams on that one.
Yeah. Let's go with cornerbacks. So cornerbacks and safeties. So defensive backs. Who you got?
Same thing I just said a minute ago, going with the Rams. Jalen Ramsey, Eric Weddle, who came out of retirement and is playing really well for an old man. So
He is an old
going
man,
with the
actually.
Rams.
Yeah. That's it for me too. It all comes down to Jalen Ramsey.
Yep.
I'm looking at the names of the players on the Bengals in their secondary. I see Von Bell. I know that name. I see Eli
Eli
Apple, but
Apple.
none of
Yeah.
them come off the page like Jalen Ramsey does.
No.
So I'm gonna have to go with the Rams too. All right. Special teams.
I think I'm going with the Bengals, dude. They got McPherson, man. I
Yeah,
I can't go
he's
against him.
yeah, he's a badass. So
I think I'm gonna go Bengals on special teams.
yeah, the Rams have Matt Gay. The Bengals have Evan McPherson as their kicker. So yeah, got to go Evan McPherson. I feel like,
Yeah,
dude,
he's had
dude's
a
kind of a badass for sure as a kicker.
he's a
And
Chad
we're
for
actually
sure.
going to talk about his card prices when we get to cards later on,
Okay.
because yeah, kicker cards exist, and there's some
Surprising.
weirdos out there that collect the
I don't
kickers.
think I've
So,
ever heard you talk to me about kicker cards ever.
well, I mean, let's be honest. Why would I? So we're both going Bengals on that part.
Yeah.
Let's go to the offensive side of the ball. O line.
O line. Let's not go the Bengals because the Bengals O line has been absolutely horrendous for the past 2 years. So going the Rams on this one again.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to for me too. Is that the Bengals offensive line is
And it
trash.
upsets me so much because they have Joe Burrow, someone who tore his ACL, and they still haven't invested into like a good offensive lineman to help protect him.
Yeah, that was the whole thing going back to
I
the draft was they could have drafted an offensive lineman, but
Penny
instead
Sewell.
they drafted Penei Sewell,
It
but
worked out.
instead they drafted Jamar Chase.
He
Obviously that
was
worked.
yeah, but I think they still could have put a little more effort into finding an offensive lineman even in the off season or something. Which
Yeah, I feel
I'm
like
sure they're going to focus that this off season. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
yeah,
I feel like definitely focus on that. So we're going Rams simply because they're not the Bengals there.
yeah.
Now, the hobby players. Let's talk about wide receivers and tight ends. Who you got?
Wide receivers and tight ends. That's a tough one because I know with injuries, I know the Rams, like both their tight ends, like their main tight end, Tyler Higbee's been dealing with that knee injury. And I feel like if without Tyler Higbee, no, because they have Odell too. I'm gonna go the Rams because they got Beckham, Cup, Van Jefferson's questionable, but I'm sure he'll play. It's the Super Bowl. Tyler Higbee again, I'm sure he'll play. It's just a matter of how long he can stay in the game. So I'm gonna have to go Rams on that one too. I mean, they built a super team for a reason, you know.
Yeah, that Rams wide receiver core is going to be
And
nasty,
that's
dude.
not even including Robert
Yeah,
Woods on the IR.
yeah.
Yeah,
Robert Woods
that's
comes back next year if they can keep Cup and Beckham, which I don't know if any of them are up on free agency, but if they keep
Beckham.
that together, that's pretty nasty. Yeah, I'm gonna think just because of star power, I'm gonna go Rams too. But it's
Rams.
not like the Bengals wide receiver core and tight ends are bad,
No,
right? They
it's
got Jamar Chase, they got T. Higgins, they got Tyler Boyd, and C.J. Uzama, so
Usama's
they got
also
good players,
questionable though. So both
both tight ends. Yeah,
star tight ends of the teams are both questionable. So
yeah. We say star tight ends in quotes because there's like 3 or 4 tight
yeah,
ends in the NFL that are actually stars, and these aren't them.
yeah,
So, so we're going
yes
Rams.
sir.
Running backs. So
Uh, Running
we got
backs,
Joe
Bengals.
Mixon. Yeah, we got
No,
Joe Mixon on the Bengals, and then on the Rams we got was it Cam Akers and Sony Michelle.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's hard.
Cam
But,
Akers, obviously, he's shown that he's had that fumble issue in the playoffs. Sony Michelle hasn't really been that productive his entire career. And on the other side, they have, like you said, Joe Mixon, who is fantastic. So,
yeah, I think yardage wise, Joe Mixon was third this season in
yeah.
running backs.
And
So
last in their divisional game, or their championship game, I'm sorry, I think he was running all over
yeah, he
the
popped off.
Chiefs. So,
Absolutely popped off. So
yeah.
we're going Bengals there,
Yes,
and
sir.
then the position where it counts, quarterbacks.
Quarterback. I think I'm gonna go with Stafford because I think like it's really close to me saying push, but I think that Stafford has more experience, and I think that he just has a more loaded offense. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with Stafford there. 'Cause
Yeah, I'm
I
a
think
coward.
I think
I'm a
Stafford can take
coward, so I
advantage
put
of that.
push for sure. I put push for mine, just because I would. I mean, you turn the clock back 3 weeks, I'm gonna say Stafford for
Yeah,
sure.
and I know
Um,
it sounds like I'm picking everything for the Rams, which is basically what I've done, but I still think this could be a really close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout or something like I thought it would be with Kansas City and the Bengals. I still think it's going to be a close game, and I still think the Bengals can win. So, but it's just I think in a lot more of the position groups, I think the Rams hold a lot more of the cards in that aspect.
yeah, so that's all the positions on the field. I mean, we could do coaches, but I don't feel like either of us are really equipped to speak on coaches.
No,
So the last thing I put down was it factor. So who's got the biggest cojones? Who's on the biggest streak right now? I mean, I feel like that's got to be the
it's
Bengals,
got to be
but
the Bengals. Yeah,
they're walking in with literally nothing to lose, right?
yeah.
Everybody's picking the Rams. They're all super young. They don't even know what
It's
it's
kind of,
like to be in the
it's
playoffs.
kind of excluding like the quarterback. It's kind of similar to when did the Eagles go to the Super Bowl? Was it 2018,
It was a,
2019?
it was a couple years ago, yeah.
One of those years. It's kind of like that year. Like everyone just kept on saying, "No, Eagles are going to lose. They're bad," and they won
Hmm.
the Super Bowl. And I feel like the Bengals are kind of in that same role. So
Yeah, I definitely think the Bengals have the biggest if
yeah,
factor. So I mean, if we go through, we said Rams on one, two, three, four. We said the Rams on 4 of those things. We said the Bengals on 3 of them. I said push on one, and you said Rams on one more. So we're definitely favoring the Rams. We said if we had to pick, we'd pick the Rams, but I think both of us are still saying we're going to be cheering for the Bengals on Sunday for sure.
absolutely. Yep. Joe Burr.
Joey B. So
Joe Burr.
Joe
I
Shiesty,
want to
yeah.
buy one of those shirts, man. I
Oh
love
yeah, I
them.
want to buy one that says Joe
It
Shiesty
just like
for
has a
sure.
picture of him right here, like on a little frame, and it's just his sunglasses, and it just says Joe Burr. I want that so bad.
Yeah, and then the last thing I wanted to say about the NFL was hobby players. So just quickly go over the big name players and just like what their cards are doing. So, I mean, we talked about Joe Burrow and Matt Stafford last week, but I thought just a little update on those Prism PSA 10s for Joe Burrow. They were 695 last week. They're 715 this week, so $20 more simply off of just I guess hype. Like no games have happened or
Yeah.
anything. It's just getting closer to the Super Bowl, so
Yeah.
people are willing to pay more and more. And if you think that he's gonna win, I guess buy. I just feel like this is a really bad time to buy for Joe Burrow. Like in
I feel like a lot of the it factor, like you were just mentioning, a lot of the it factor and like all the memes and all the shirts that are being made with Joe Burrow, I think that's obviously contributed to his card
no,
value going up.
absolutely. Off the field stuff really does matter in cards too. Like
Yeah.
how swaggy a player is actually does matter.
One,
Like
does he wear SpongeBob dress shoes to
yeah,
the game?
you see it in baseball all the time. Like the players that are like really I don't know, really swaggy is my word for it. Like Ronald
Yeah, yeah,
Acuna and
that's fine.
stuff like that. They sell really high, whereas Mike Trout may be a better baseball player, but like he's kind of a dud off the field. He doesn't do anything, you know.
Yeah,
But he still sells for pretty well. But like
doesn't have
I
that
don't know.
flair.
Yeah, it doesn't have that flair.
Yeah,
He doesn't look like a badass like Joe Burrow does.
he really fucking does too.
And then we got on the other side Matt Stafford. Now he's from 2009 draft, so he doesn't have a prism. He just have a tops card. And PSA 10 of that's doing 393. So I don't think there's been that much movement on that card actually. So for either of those quarterbacks, like if you think they're gonna be Hall of Famers, I would just wait till the off season. There's always a dip in the off season for cards and buy them. Like I don't think Joe Burrow, if he wins the Super Bowl, I think there'll be a spike in his price, so a nice time to sell. So if you flip him, you could do that. But
You think he'll come
even
down
if
in the
he wins
offseason
the,
even if he wins?
everybody does. There's
Really?
always a drip. Yeah,
Okay.
the whole sport takes a nice dip for any sport during the off season.
Gotcha.
So wide receivers, we got Jamar Chase. He has a so he's this year's draft, so there's not even really that many graded Prism cards. So I didn't use Prism. I used Donruss, which has been out a lot longer. His SGC 10 of Donruss sells for 160. So I mean, like if you think the Bengals are going to win, that's probably not a bad one to just buy and flip, sell after the Super Bowl for a profit.
Hmm.
Cooper Cup has a PSA 10 Prism Silver. The silvers were all I could find. I couldn't find the base prisms. I guess people just aren't grading a wide receiver's base prisms. But his Prism Silver is $500, so
Ooh.
kind of expensive for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, but a silver, a rare print run than the base. So,
Yeah.
OBJ is pretty low. It's only $94 for a
That's not
PSA
surprising.
10. Yeah, I
He's been
mean
very iffy the past few years.
the
People
the
people
hype
people
on
don't
OBJ
trust
is
him
gone.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please with your money, don't buy Odell
Yeah.
Beckham. Like unless you think he's going to be the Super Bowl MVP, then I guess you could sell on a spike. But that's it. And then T Higgins, really cheap. You could buy a PSA 10 Prism base for $20. So like less than what it costs to grade the card. So you can go get T Higgins for super cheap.
Yeah.
And the last person I wanted to talk about was Evan McPherson, just because kickers are funny. And his Mosaic red. So this is parallel. It's the unnumbered parallel in Mosaic. So if you were at Mosaic Hobby or whatever, you're gonna get reds. His Mosaic Red rookie is $41 ungraded. So I mean, he actually has a market, which is kind of crazy that a kicker even has a market.
Yeah.
And
Like I
I
said
think that's
earlier, I don't think
goes
I've
back.
ever heard you mention kicker cards to me, so that's very surprising.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to the swagger, right? He's he's just a cool
Yeah,
kicker.
that it's funny that video resurfaced of him, where he's practicing in college and he kicks the ball and takes off the lid of the Gatorade bottle.
Yeah,
I saw that video when it first came out, like years ago, whenever it was. I had no idea it was Evan McPherson though until like last week, and I was like, "Oh my god, this guy's a legend."
yeah. He just walks around like he's gonna make every kick, and I believe it. So we'll see
Yeah,
if the Super Bowl comes down to that. But I think that's it for NFL talk. I mean,
yeah,
obviously, next Monday we're going to talk a whole bunch about the NFL because the Super Bowl will be over. Coaching hires will have taken place. Maybe some more of this Kyler Murray gossip will come around, but we don't really want to talk on that until we know what's going on over there.
yeah. That shit happens all the time. So we'll try to just wait until actual information comes out with that.
Yeah, we could be like super reactionary right now, but we don't know what we're talking
Yeah.
about in that regard, so we're going to wait.
All right.
And then now we're gonna switch over to basketball.
Yes, sir. Basketball. That's when I think all the reserves came out. When did they come out? Was it on
I want to
last?
say the third
I think
is
it was
when they
last.
came
I
out.
think it was last Thursday. That
Yeah,
sounds right.
February the 3rd.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got the reserves now, and there's also been some injury news. So Kevin Durant, even though he's the team captain, is not going to play, which that
It's
is,
odd that he's drafting the team and not playing. You would think he would just lose the authority of drafting and they would go to the next person, but
yeah.
whatever.
So in case nobody knows how this works, there's two captains, Kevin Durant and LeBron James. Even though there's like all-star starters named and all-star reserves named, it comes down to a straight draft. Like Kevin Durant or LeBron James could draft one of the reserves first. So I think it's just for like how it goes down in the history books, like, oh, Steph Curry was an all-star starter, you know? I think that's
Right.
all that comes from this. So yeah, I think next week, kind of a cool idea for us that I was thinking about would be that we go through and like draft as if we were those people and see what we come up with.
Ooh, that's interesting. I'm down to do that.
Yeah, I was
I like
thinking that
that.
would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I'm taking Jaw first, but you know, it's whatever.
That's unless I go first.
Yeah. But let's just read through the reserves
Yep.
because that's the things that change. Well, actually, Jason Tatum replaced Kevin Durant as a starter, so Jason Tatum is now a starter. So that's one big
Yes.
thing. But East reserves, we got LaMelo Ball, who is, I mean, really good stats, almost 20 points a game, 7.5 assists, 7 rebounds. So he's doing pretty much everything, which is what he was marketed as when he was coming in the NBA, doing
Yeah,
everything.
I'm sure his card value is up the roof right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's the big chaser in the 2020 stuff, him and
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards. You got Jimmy Butler, like your boy.
Yeah, his injuries. I'm sure that his injuries is why he wasn't a starter, but we'll move
Yeah.
past that.
Darius Garland, so first time All Star. He's from 2019, so when we rip our stuff this like tonight, 2019, we can get some Darius Garland stuff.
Yeah, I know you've been chasing him a lot actually.
Yeah,
So
I mean you've been able
yeah,
to get him for pretty cheap. Um, James Harden,
which surprised me by the way. Like I
I
just
mean you can't
haven't
argue
heard
those
the name
stats.
James Harden this season much, and like I didn't realize his stats were going to be that doing he was doing that well. To be honest, I thought he was like still struggling, kind of how he was when he first got there. But obviously he's pulled it together. So
Yeah, there's some gossip going around the Nets about him maybe not wanting to be
wow,
there, but I
gossip on the
understand.
Nets with Harden and Kyrie Irving on the team. That's crazy.
I actually really understand Harden's take on it. He was told that he was going to be able to take a back seat kind of and share the load with Durant and Kyrie's only playing away games and Durant is injured, so Harden's like, "Yo, this isn't what I signed up for." So, but
Yeah,
then you got Levine, Chris Middleton and Fred VanVleet. Those are
Fred
our
Van Vliet.
Yeah, Fred VanVleet's been doing really good on the Raptors. For sure. I think he's one of like only four people that have gone undrafted and been named to the All-Star team. So,
That's impressive.
yeah, it's pretty cool. And then over on the West side, we got two Suns. We got Chris Paul and we got Devin Booker.
Yes,
So,
sir.
shout out.
Shout
I mean, I
out.
think Devin Booker should have been a starter over Andrew Wiggins, but we already went over that. You got probably the best player that's on the reserves in Luka Doncic. Um, you got Rudy Gobert, Dre, but Dre's injured, so he's not going to play. So I believe his replacement was DeJounte Murray, right? Is that who we
Yeah,
said? Yeah,
Dejounte Murray. Yep.
from the Spurs.
Hmm.
You got Donovan Mitchell, we already said Chris Paul, and then Karl Anthony Towns. So I mean, what's crazy is I would say the worst player out of this whole list is a West All Star. That's not me being reactionary or anything. Like I
Who?
just think that's
Wiggins.
true. Yeah, if you go and compare Wiggins' stats to all these other people, like
Yeah, it's
the only person that
it's
has really bad stats is Draymond. But I mean, if you watch basketball, you understand Draymond's value is not stats based. He makes that whole team work. because
Yeah.
of all the non-stat based stuff like defense that he
Yeah.
does so well. But
Also, I don't know if it matters, but we didn't mention the coaches. East, you got Eric Spoelstra, and the West, you got Monty Williams. So Heat and
yeah, dude.
Suns,
So check
both
out
number
these
one,
hats.
both number ones. So I mean,
Yeah, check out these hats, people. All right. And yeah, Mikey just mentioned the standings. Let's go over those real quick. I mean, the
yes,
Heat are number one now,
sir.
so
Heat
they've
are up two
solidified.
games now, so it's a little more breathing room for them over there. And the Cavs are now in fourth, so the Cavs have been rallying.
Yeah, and the Bucks are getting back to where
Yep.
they are. They're on a three-game win streak, it looks like. But check out the Nets down there. That's what I wanted
Down
to talk about.
the giant L8, you mean? They
Yeah, eight
lost
games in a
8 games in a
row.
row. That is awful.
The team that everybody, including me, thought was going to be the best team in basketball this year is sitting 29 and 24 on an eight-game losing streak.
Yeah.
And I mean, we already talked about it. I said it was understandable that Harden was frustrated because those studs that he was supposed to play with are not there. So
And the funny thing is like right now they're in seventh, sitting between the Raptors and the Celtics, both of which are on 5 and 6 game winning streaks. So the
yeah,
Nets
the
are
Celtics are
actually
looking
in
real good
danger.
right now.
Nets are in danger of just straight up being knocked out of the playoffs right now. So
Yeah, at least getting pushed to that playing game for 9 and 10. Yeah. You got, yeah, the other surprising thing besides how bad the Nets are is how good the Cavs and the Bulls are, but we talked
yeah,
about that
I
already
think
when
the
we
thing that
talked about
surprises me on the East is
surprises.
the Knicks, like with how well they were doing last season and in the beginning of this season, and they've just like fallen apart. I guess down to
Yeah,
number
the Knicks and the
12.
Hawks were both all or sorry, not all-star playoff teams last year, but
Yeah.
they're down there. And I think I'm surprised more with the Hawks. Like if you look at the Knicks roster, I don't really understand why did that good last year. I think that was just a reflection on how bad the East was overall, but the rest of the East got good and so they're down there,
Yeah.
but the Hawks struggles I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I guess defense matters. Crazy. And then in the
Yeah.
West, you have the two best teams in basket, actually three best teams in basketball rankings wise or standings wise, right? Yeah.
Yep.
You got the Suns on 42 wins, the Warriors on 40, the Grizzlies on 37. So
Yep.
the three best teams in basketball are in the West. And look at that win streak for the Warriors. That is terrifying if you are.
It's almost like they're the opposite of the Nets right now, which that's exactly what they are actually.
Yeah. It's almost like getting Klay Thompson back is like a big deal, and they're
Yep.
turning into a team that nobody wants to
Well,
play,
because
and
now,
that's what they
now
are.
now the defense can't just focus on surrounding Steph Curry because now they have to watch Clay. So
Yeah, and Jaw's team, look at them, they're right
yeah.
there.
And let's talk about the team I know that you love pointing out where they're at, the Lakers.
Yeah, down there at ninth. Anthony Davis is back; he's doing well, so I do expect them to make the playoffs for sure.
Mhm.
But it's funny to see him down there for sure. I'm not gonna lie on that. It is nice. So that's our takes on the NBA standings right now,
Yes, sir.
and I don't know, Mikey. You just want to go into cards? We'll save the rookie review for next week, maybe.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Let's just go into
All
cards.
right.
All right. So before I switch cameras, the two things that we're going to be opening is a Chronicles hanger box from 2019 and a Mosaic cello pack from 2019. So both 2019. Again, still chasing Jaw. We'll never stop chasing Jaw.
Yes, sir.
But I thought it would be kind of interesting. We've been doing cello packs all the time, but I thought it would be, I don't know, useful for people to compare maybe a higher end product like Mosaic, but in a cello pack versus a lower end product in Chronicles, but that's in a hanger box. So you're getting more cards here.
Okay.
The Chronicles hanger runs at like 27 is what you can buy it for on eBay right now, and then the Mosaic cello is about 35. So
Okay.
the Mosaic cello is going to run you a little bit pricier, but it is a higher quality card. It's going to be
Higher
those
chance of popping off.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're those metallic cards that everyone likes, whereas Chronicles are just normal paper cards.
Yeah.
So,
All
all right,
right.
I'm gonna
Well,
switch
let's go
cameras.
and get over to it.
All right, so again, here we are with our packs. I think we should probably open the Chronicles first. It is the cheaper one, so we're gonna open
I
that.
think we usually do the Chronicles first every time, don't we? So
Yeah, we've done Chronicles quite a bit. Let's
I
get
think I've
this.
chosen Chronicles every single time so far. So
Yeah, but now the competition's getting real.
yeah.
All right, that's how it comes, just in one pack of 30 cards in there. So is that a waste of a box? I'd say so, for
Just a little.
sure. A lot of space for just a little stack of cards. Put that on the vet. Oh, Mikey.
Oh my
Oh,
boy.
right off the bat. Top card. All right, let's get it. So, card number one. The reason we were excited, this is the Heat rookie from that year. We got Tyler Hero.
Yes, sir.
Hope our boy Jake's gonna love this. We're gonna have to rotate. Alrighty, second card,
That
rotating.
one's for you, Jake. We're gonna send that card to you just so you can keep it upside down.
LeBron James, a helping hand in Hollywood. Oh boy.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. It's rotating again. Anthony Davis. So we're getting a little Laker run
Oh
here
my
after
God,
I talk
Jake's
that
gonna
smack.
lose his mind.
Jimmy Butler. So we got two Heat, two Lakers thus far.
Yeah.
Giannis. I don't know
Durant.
why. I don't know why I put the Jimmy Butler in the hit
Yeah,
pile. I'm
neither do
sorry,
I.
Mike.
I was also
Nah.
a little confused.
Oh my God, we've had to rotate after every card. Kevin Durant. Oh, okay. Carson Edwards. Okay.
Are they all just flip flopped? That's so
Kyrie
weird.
Irving. Romeo Langford. Okay, we first one we didn't have to
Finally,
rotate.
yeah.
Matisse Thybulle. Well, we spoke too soon.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis again. We got Luca.
Luka.
Got Rui Hachimura. We got Keldon Johnson, who's actually been pretty good on the Spurs. Oh, there you go. Zion. A playbook Zion Williamson. Big Chungus.
Big old chungus.
Jordan McLaughlin. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know who you are, dog.
Wait, isn't the left pile the hits?
Yeah, but I'm just throwing all the rookies over there,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
DeAndre Hunter, so really good player for the Hawks. I actually own I think it's a parallel of a DeAndre Hunter Prism card. Graded. Nikhil Alexander Walker. Okay. And RJ. This is the hanger box exclusive. Is the classic insert. So that classic's down there. That's
Yeah.
the exclusive in the hanger boxes.
Okay.
You got a Giannis.
Another classic.
Ooh, another hero.
Ooh.
A classics Tyler Heroes. So, and I'm not sure how much that runs, but that might be a little bit more because it's a hanger box exclusive. James Harden, Kobe White, who's doing pretty well on the Bulls. Another Kobe White. Ooh, what is this? A hometown heroes Luka Doncic. That's kind of cool. Throw that in the hit pile. We'll look up PJ Washington Crusade for the Hornets.
Also, just to backtrack a little bit for that Tyler Hero card, I just looked it up on eBay, and there's already like a couple. Just buy it now for $3. So
Yeah, so not
yeah.
not much. Recon Kobe White. Marquee. Yo, Mike, can you see that name?
Marquee.
Can you see the name right above it?
No, it's getting a little blurred out there.
Yeah, yeah. Ignaz Brazdeeks. Yeah, I don't know who you are, dude. And this is only 2 years ago. In a set, I ripped quite a bit. Anthony Davis,
That's a cool looking card, actually.
and then I might have peaked. No, I didn't. Jackson Hayes. This is one of the rarer versions of Elements, so you can see the base in Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And then this is one of the parallels, Jackson Hayes right here. So again, a lot of stuff, but relatively low end stuff. But just a lot of hits you get, a lot of rookies, but they don't carry that much value. So
Yeah. But that's kind of what Chronicles is, I feel like.
yeah, that is what Chronicles is. So we'll throw the base off the side. We'll keep the hits there, I guess. And then we'll open Mosaic. So Mosaic cello, you're going to get 15 cards. You're going to get 12 either base or rookies, and then you got three in their own little separate pack. You're gonna have three cards, which are the pink camo prisms, which are like you only get in solos. So that's gonna be this pack back here. So we'll open
Okay.
that last. But you could get rookies. You're not guaranteed anything in those. And then you end up with two 6 card packs of the base stuff.
Okay.
So again, kind of a waste of packaging, you know, but whatever. So Bruce Brown, CJ McCollum, Paul Millsap, DeAndre Ayton, a Jams Masters Jason Richardson. Used to be on the Warriors. Was actually a pretty fun player to watch on the Warriors. And then our rookie debut, John Morant.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, that's already the best card we've pulled. I'm not gonna lie to you. So everybody that's watching, that's already the best card for sure.
You got some good luck with the jaw cards.
What are you talking about, Michael? This is Zion's draft class. We're supposed to be chasing Zion.
You're not wrong.
Get out of here with that crap, people.
They should make a sports card of him like eating a cheeseburger or something.
So Terry Rozier, Kyle Lowry, Miles Turner. We got a red green DeAndre Bembry. Yeah, you've heard of him before, right, Mike? DeAndre Bembry?
Nope.
Come on, dude. We got a will to win Kawhi Leonard. And then our rookie is.
Don't even recognize him.
Don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Cody Martin. All right. I'm sorry, Cody. I don't know who you are.
Can't complain after that jaw pull. And we're not done yet.
Yeah.
So.
And then we got the 3 pinks. But like I said, you can these are a lot of hype, you know. You get a parallel, but they're not guaranteed anything. So it could just be 3 vets that aren't worth anything. So we got Dwight Powell for the Mavs. We got Trae Young for the Hawks. We do have a rookie card. All right, so we got the rookie.
Come on, money.
It is Jarrett Culver. Yeah, not money. All right, so if we compare the hits, right? We got obviously one of those stacks is taller, so you're getting more hits with the Chronicles hanger box, but right, the potential is a lot higher in the Mosaic. People value Mosaics a lot more, and I mean, we did pull Mosaic John Morant, which is definitely the most expensive card out of this stuff for sure.
You think it's worth more than all the Chronicles ones that we pulled combined?
From this pack?
Yeah.
I mean, like honestly, if you calculated it, probably not, but because there will be sales of this stuff for $1, but you're gonna have to be moving a bunch of stuff for like $1, you know, like
yeah,
so.
It's all the work, and yeah, it's just not.
Yeah, but that jaw is gonna hold some value on its own. It's not gonna be a lot because it's just a base John Morant, but you know,
still jaw.
Centering on it kind of looks good, and I mean this series is chasing jaw, so it's nice to get. So what do you think, Mikey? Mosaic or Chronicles on this?
I'm gonna go Mosaic on this one.
They are pretty cards for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty card.
Like I think if I was gonna splurge a little bit and spend like I can splurge for my income, $20 to $40 or something like that. I think I'd want to go for the Mosaic just for the simple fact that you can get like a jaw or like the pink camo prism one of a jaw or like a Zion or something, you know.
Yeah. So honest assessment for me is that higher floor, lower ceiling for Chronicles, so it's probably a safer buy, but the Mosaic is definitely the low floor, high ceiling, right?
Yeah.
You can pull a card in Mosaic that's worth a ton of money.
I feel like what most people are probably into because it's gambling, and obviously you want a higher ceiling in that.
Yeah, that's what it really is gambling. I can't stress that enough. It's gambling, which we all lose on gambling
Yeah,
for sure.
that's the point.
More times than you win, for sure. The only times people actually make money in the card industry is buying graded stuff and flipping it. If you're ripping packs, you're gonna lose out on money more times than not. But
Yeah.
Mikey and I are both in agreement. Mosaic wins this one, but I can't say we're surprised.
No,
I mean, I'm not surprised.
I was I.
But I still love Chronicles for sure. Not doubting the Chronicles at all. But let's get all that trash
Yeah,
out of here.
still wouldn't mind opening the Chronicles. So,
Yeah. All right, let's switch back.
all right. All right, guys, and that is it for the card openings. Again, we both chose the Mosaic over the Chronicles. I think the Mosaics just have a higher ceiling, as we mentioned, and I think that's what most people are looking for. But Chronicles obviously isn't a bad one to buy either. So, and again, we went over the NFL, we went over the Super Bowl, who we think is going to win. We went over position groups. Then we talked about the NBA and the reserves that came out, what those are looking like, and then I think that's all we went over news-wise. And then next week's video, we'll obviously be talking about the Super Bowl, the winner, maybe what we think is going to happen in the off season, but we'll see what happens when we hit that video. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, you liked the card opening, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for us, and hit that notification bell. That way you can see when we go live. You can hop in, chat with us. And one thing we did not mention yet this video is that keep in mind any of the cards that we do open, if anybody likes them, obviously hit us up in the comments. Let us know if you are interested in getting that card sent to you in some fashion. And of course, we'll try to work with you the best that we can. Anyways, guys, Sonoran Sports Cards, I appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.